Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to the hardest unseen video I have ever had to make because this thing is just bonkers. It is so rammed. It's rammed because we've got a lot of community Halloween costumes and I really have tried to make sure that I've featured all the ones that have been sent. Could I have missed some? Absolutely. It's been bonkers. My notifications are insane because we've got community Halloween pictures. We've got WWE Superstar Halloween pictures that we hadn't yet looked at. That would have been enough. Then we've got a Wyatt Sicks tweet. So my notifications went bonkers over that, and I really appreciate it. I've tried to add as many people into the thanks folder as possible, but it was honestly getting to the point where I was trying to bookmark tweets, and it wouldn't let me. Because I think I must have rammed the folders too much or something. Like I was starting to get a glitch where it wouldn't actually stay bookmarked. So, I mean, that's bonkers. Then we've obviously had the news about Baron Corbin, about Indi Hartwell, about Tegan Nox being released. So my notifications have gone crazy on that. Any of those things we've just spoke about would be enough on their own for Unseen to have them all drop in on the same day, as well as the kickoff show that happened for Crown Jewel, which I didn't even know about. Didn't even know there was a kickoff show today. And all of a sudden I've got people pinging me quotes, pinging me videos, asking why we're not live. I didn't even know it was happening. I didn't even know there was one. So that was crazy. So we've had that. And obviously we've got Crown Jewel tomorrow. We've had Smackdown tonight. This is mental. This is just mental. So let's put all that aside. Let's focus. Let's try and just work through this. So this is the top story. We've already done a video on it. But obviously there's more developments, right? This is the releases of Tegan Nox, Indi Hartwell, Baron Corbin. So Baron Corbin, 5 hours ago, only 5 hours ago, said, "That's all she wrote, folks. It's been real, and I appreciate everyone who supported me." So this came out the blue, and people, myself, were wondering, like, what does this mean? Like, is he done? It certainly feels like he's done, but you never know. He didn't, like, outright say he had been released. So we didn't know like what this meant, but obviously news then came out that he had been released and actually he wasn't alone, and that Indi Hartwell and Tegan Nox had gone as well. So here's Sean Ross Sapp, who said the claim within WWE is that the three departures, Indi Hartwell, Tegan Nox, Baron Corbin, are the only ones that are leaving in this round. For Hartwell and Nox, we're working to find out if their deals come with a 90-day release or not, like a, you know, that kind of period afterwards. And we've got some news on that. We have got some movement there. Indi Hartwell said, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened." So JDS, shout out to you. It's Kaz. Thank you. But before she actually typed this, she actually saw Sean Ross Sapp saying Indi Hartwell will be departing WWE and is effectively a free agent in 90 days, right? And Indi was like, wait, what? And this obviously got a lot of attention. Look, 2.8 million views on this tweet that dropped 4 hours ago. Indi very much implying here she didn't know. And I think it was after that that this came out. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. So I would hate to think that this is how she found out about it. I would hate to think that somehow Sean got this news before even Indi got this news. I don't know that that's what's happened. It might be that she kind of found out and then thought she would just have a bit of fun with like making out that she didn't know yet, you know? I would like to think WWE managed to get that information to her first, but I don't know. 2.8 million times this tweet has been viewed in just 4 hours. Cora Jade responded, "Thank God," which, I mean, again, I've got to think she reached out to Indi. I can't believe for a second that she would type that without reaching out to Indi. I'd imagine a lot of people have reached out to Indi, to Baron, to Tegan. So Cora responding to Indi, "Thank God," right? And again, we know that Cora's a heel. I'm sure she's trying to get a bit of heat. I've got to think she checked with Indi first, Because that's really moody, man. I mean, there's ways of getting heel heat. I would say kind of gloating about someone losing their job is definitely not it. But I also would imagine she definitely would have got in touch first. So I'm not outraged by this, only because I've mentally told myself that she did contact Indi first, right? So Batman Parody, thank you. Yeah, look at this. This person got in touch with Michin to say, "You're next, boo." Michin said, "This isn't funny. Don't be like this person. These are real people and their livelihoods." It's true. This as well. Look at this. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, but look at the act. Mercedes Monets, right? Isla Dawn will be departing. It's nonsense. This isn't the real account. This isn't Sean Ross Sapp. So Word of Wrestling said, Dave's not sure if you want to include this in Unseen to give some awareness to people that there is fake media that is doing the rounds. I remember James during our live stream mentioning that there was other accounts that were saying that Grayson and Austin Theory had been released. That's not true. They haven't. Neither has Isla Dawn. This is fake. This is nonsense. Look at the act, right? Sources, for example, this one, Isla Dawn. Sean, are you aware of this? I'm sure he is. It's good to tag Sean in it, to be honest, so that he is aware if he wasn't. But I don't get the entertainment here. I don't get the fun of this. I don't get where this isn't funny. And, like, it's just trolling. But, I mean, that's it, isn't it? There's people out there that just get a kick out of trolling. And I'm sure that this account just loves all the engagement. They're probably not reading any of the replies. They're just not bothered, are they? They're just putting this out, causing some upset. And I don't know. I don't think they're earning from it because they're not verified or anything. So I don't think they earn money from it. It can only be to cause some outrage. That's all some people have in their lives, unfortunately. It's Bryn again, thank you. So 2 hours ago, here's Nixon Newell, Tegan Knox. Some things are just out of your control, and you can only do so much as you can. Let's clear one thing up, though. I'm ready. I've been ready. I just have to show people what they've missed. So there we go, the message from her. So as we said, 90 days for Indi. And not only did we have Cora Jade saying thank God, we had Roxanne saying lol. I have checked these accounts. They are the official accounts. And again, I have no doubt, you know, that they will have got in touch with her. And, you know, just probably told her that they're going to put this, you know. Obviously checked on her first. But yeah, it is strange. I can't really say it isn't strange. It is strange. Them trying to get some, like, heel heat from this. It is a bit weird. And then Nixon Newell just an hour ago confirming she's got a 90-day period as well. So there we go. Nixon lives on. So there we go. That's everything we've got for that story. Let's go SmackDown, shall we? I don't think there's loads in here. Dave said after Liv hit Tiffany with the briefcase, what a bump. So she did have a bump on her head, actually. And I've got a thought on this. If you join me on the live stream, you'll know I got really frustrated because for Tiffany to, in front of the audience, say, you know, basically, I haven't decided who I'm going to, like, cash in on. I'm going to cash in, I just don't know who, right? For her to say that was, like, quite a moment, if you will. I found it frustrating because I really don't think that's how you should book it. I think that you should have Nia continuing to abuse Tiffany, continuing to be kind of moody to Tiffany. Tiffany gets her revenge in the moment when she's got to decide who to cash in on. She cashes in on Nia, much to Nia's shock, right? Wallops her with the briefcase. Nia goes down 1, 2, 3, new champion, and it's Nia that she gets the belt from. So her just casually saying, I haven't decided who I'm cashing in on, that just felt like not the right way to go about it, in my opinion, right? And then backstage, thankfully, Tiffany was like, no, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I only said it so that Liv thought I would have a choice to make, right? To tease a bit of drama, right? So that's fine. We explained it. Part of me did wonder, though, the live crowd wouldn't have seen this. So could it be that they had Tiffany say what she said in front of the audience. So the audience put clips out about that and reports. Did you hear that Tiffany turned on Nia on the Smackdown, the taped Smackdown? Apparently Tiffany said that she hasn't decided who to cash in on. You know, is it a case that they kind of led people down one path only to, when we got to the show, it actually be a swerve? Because backstage in a segment that wasn't shown to the crowds, we actually had Tiffany kind of coming back, running back on those comments, you know, rolling those comments back. So that was just a little thought that I had about this segment. Was it done as a little cheeky way to stick two fingers up to those that wanted to spoil the show? Because that was definitely a spoiler, which was out there and turned out to really not be true in the end, you know? Turned out that she didn't mean what she said in the ring. Right, we've got this. This wasn't from the show, but it is obviously connected. So if we go back here, we have got Roman. Go Instagram. There we go. And Yeats. So we've got all three of them there just throwing up the ones. That's a better one, isn't it? Let's rerun that. It's only a few seconds long. So there's Roman. I don't know where they are, actually. Jimmy and Jey. Yeats. I found this to be a good segment, a little bit of a confusing segment, you know, with Jey saying, I'm not, you know, we're all equals and everything. But then they all stood there and acknowledged at the end, and, you know, Roman's merch is OTC, the original tribal chief. So, like, are they acknowledging him? Like, why would they do that if they're equals? So, are they acknowledging the crowds? I don't know who they're acknowledging anymore. The dynamic of this group is a little bit confusing now. And the whole acknowledging thing, I mean, maybe it's just a gesture. Just them kind of doing the same gesture, showing unity, you know? A little bit like how, you know, people sometimes, like the Shield, put their hands in the middle, you know? And that was kind of a gesture to show unity. Perhaps the Bloodline now show unity through that. And that isn't so much about acknowledging Roman anymore. Roman, with that moment on the show going yeet, I thought was, you know, was done well. I do think this part of the story has been rushed, though, just to get us to Crown Jewel. But look, it is what it is. This is where we are. And obviously, it's going to be very interesting, as is this. So, WWE Ethan, thank you. Word of Wrestling. Just, this has been everywhere on social media. Randy looking at that WWE Championship and making it quite obvious that that is definitely a prize he is interested in. Word of Wrestling again. SlamX just pointing out that Kevin was wearing a Dusty Rhodes shirt again. I feel like these might have been recorded all around the same time, because I feel like it's the same shirt, and I don't think he just keeps wearing it. But I think it is meant to be a way of winding up Cody, to be honest. So, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he keeps wearing dusty shirts as a way of getting to Cody Rhodes. So, yeah, he had another one on there. I didn't realise this, but this was the guy from Hamilton. I'm sure they spoke about it on commentary, but we were doing the live stream talking about probably the releases or something like that. And, yeah, they came down with, like, a program and a script for their musical, and they handed it to the dude that did Hamilton, right? So I think they gave him, like, a CD as well. His lips said no, but his eyes said yes, boy, said Kit Wilson. So that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. But, yeah, this was a show really about momentum. This was a SmackDown that was here just to kind of... It was a go-home show, wasn't it? It was a go-home show that just to set up the big stuff we're going to get at Crown Jewel. We will be live for Crown Jewel, of course. So if you are around, join us for that. Okay, we got a few bits in the WWE folder. Apparently, the finishing move that Stephanie Vaquer hit at NXT Halloween Havoc was a move she'd been trying to nail for years. She said, I was hurting my hip after I landed. But because of like how good the Performance Center is, she finally had the equipment to kind of nail it. And so that was a big moment for her. I didn't realize that it was as big a moment as what it was. But she nailed that move at Halloween Havoc. Dave, shout out to you. While speaking on Wrestle Votes, Joey Votes and TC talked about Damian Priest's future. They noted that WWE have got plans to boost Priest's popularity by expanding his merch and his marketability, aiming to push him as a bigger babyface. They want to tap into his Puerto Rican heritage. They might have him start wearing a traditional something mask, which he wore at WrestleMania 40 Night 1. Therefore, this mask could be a key part of his character moving forward. That's pretty big, isn't it? Damian Priest might start wearing a traditional mask to kind of tap into his Puerto Rican heritage. Yeah, look at this. Fortnite, it's time to reload. Solo, acknowledge. Look at that. They acknowledged. Vampire the Boss said, please, look at this. They raised the finger for that I got tickets guy. Do you remember when he came down last week? He was in the crowd and he had tickets. So, yeah, it is true. I mean, he does have another name, Solo Sikoa, but I got tickets guy. That works as well. But Fortnite acknowledging Solo. Kim's Trains, shout out to you, Nick Buckshire. So, Eric Rowan just had this little kind of Halloween. I think it had a little song that was like Happy Halloween over it, and it just had like a TV and some people wearing masks. I don't think it was really anything like that we needed to be aware of, but it is interesting because The Miz was tagged in it, and it was just Happy Halloween, and it was not Dexter, it was Rowan, sorry, that tagged The Miz in that. So yeah, fun. Oh god, this is awful. I love Alexa as much as the next guy. This is insane. Well, it's not actually Alexa, of course. But an online scammer posing as Alexa Bliss scammed an elderly man out of $1 million in savings. His son tried to stop him, and his father sued him. His loyalty was to Lexi. I've had a few people actually in comments saying, like, you know, no offense, but, you know, you've got to be an idiot to fall for this stuff. And I disagree with that take, because you've got to remember there are people out there that have got dementia. There are people out there that are just don't know their way around a computer. If someone called Alexa Bliss that you can Google search and find out is an actual wrestler contacts you, you honestly might not have the experience to know that other people are allowed to use that name. The things that we would look at, like, you know, people's Twitter handle or how many followers they've got, the kind of checks that we do, right? We don't even think twice about them. There's people out there that have not got a clue. They have no idea. If someone called Alexa Bliss, calling themselves Alexa Bliss, with a profile picture of Alexa Bliss, gets in touch with them, there are people out there that will believe that Alexa Bliss is getting in touch with them, because there's people with learning difficulties and mental challenges and inexperience, you know. I believe this person, where was it, like an elderly man, I heard they were 79. No idea what experience on a computer they've got. No idea whatsoever. And if this is a guy that's like really lonely or something, and you've got what you think is an attractive woman, like showing you some attention, like, it's really hitting like some people in the heart, and you're really, you know, deceiving them. And this is just horrible. It's just horrible. There's nothing to say. There's no need to say, oh, I should have known better. There's just not a need for that. The need to, what all you need to say is, this is awful. Someone has scammed an old man using an Alexa Bliss profile. It's awful. And his retirement savings, and, you know, I think this money, I mean, it's a lot of money, of course, $1 million. You know, subconsciously you might think, well, he's got money. But, you know, that's his whole life savings. He's worked his whole life to save that up. Maybe he had a business. Maybe he sold that business. And maybe that's why he's got this money. But outside of that, that's it, you know? It's just awful. It's just awful. So, yeah, I feel really sorry for him and his family, and just let it be a lesson. And, you know, I put a message out saying, and you wouldn't believe, honestly, you would not believe the amount of people that get in touch with me. It happens, like, I would say at least once, twice a month. People get in touch with me and tell me how amazing it is that their favorite superstar has sent them a DM. You know? I mean, I don't get to verify, obviously, if they're actual real, but my first thought is always, no, they haven't. If someone has sent you a DM claiming to be a wrestler, I promise you, I'm 99.9% certain it is not. And the way that you would check is go to their account, how many followers are on that account. And if they claim it's their burner account, it's not. It's not. It's nonsense. And certainly if they're asking you for money or something like that, it definitely isn't. Because they're earning so much money. So, honestly, you wouldn't believe how many people fall for this stuff. And I can understand why. Because as I said, there's kids, there's people with mental health challenges, so on, so on. Cody Rhodes on fans body shaming wrestlers. Oh my god, this is mental. This is a vanity business. There's a weird online contingent that doesn't realize how important physique is. We're wrestling with our shirts off. Not everyone. It's okay to go to the gym. I agree with that. You can hear fans be like, you can't body shame. You can't body shame. Here we go. Wrestlers, what are you talking about? We're standing there half naked. You're paying hundreds of dollars to see us. Body shame me all you want. This got sent to me the other day and I was like, nah, he didn't say that. I even watched this podcast and I couldn't find this clip. So I was like, nah, fake news. And then someone sent me the clip of him saying this. I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. I cannot believe that Cody Rhodes is saying it is acceptable to body shame wrestlers. I just can't believe it. This is madness to me. I mean, in the clip, he does talk about his dad. And his dad was Dusty Rhodes, who, you know, if you've never seen him, was not ripped, right? He had timber on him, yeah? I mean, I think back to, like, Big Van Vader, Yokozuna, Bam Bam Bigelow, Bull Nakano. Bull Nakano was a big woman. She's not now, but she was when she wrestled. You know, you look at Nia Jax and the challenges that Nia Jax has with trolls, like saying mean stuff to her. I think for me, it's not, you don't have to be ripped. I think you need a presence. I think you need a size. I don't want to spend long on this because I feel we could really break this down. And this is a big conversation piece. I don't think Cody means what he's saying here. I think that Cody is saying, like, we need to put the work in. You're paying a lot of money. We should repay that by getting toned, looking after ourselves, like, you know, trying to get into the best, absolute best shape that we can. But I don't think Cody is having a pop at his dad. I mean, what? That doesn't make any sense. I can't imagine, like, Cody's having a pop at Big Van Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow. Do you know what I mean? What about Big Bronson Reed? What is he meant to lose a load of weight and go to the gym and get shredded? Like, I don't think Cody means this. I think Cody's opening a real can of worms here. Now, how does Nia Jax feel about this comment? I actually think Nia's awesome for her size, because I want to see someone that's got, you know, in my mind, Big Daddy, giant haystacks. You know, Andre the Giant. These are big wrestlers that you're going to really struggle to get down to the ground. Look at Nia and Liv. Liv doesn't look like she stands a chance against Nia this weekend. I saw them face to face on SmackDown. He actually used Gunther as an example, like, about how Gunther's got into shape. I actually think Gunther's lost a bit of his aura since he lost that weight. I actually think Gunther, when he was bigger, fatter, had a bit more of a presence about him. I think he was a bit more terrifying when he stood there and he had this size, because you've got to look at him and think, how the hell am I going to get him down and pin him? How am I going to get that thing down? How am I going to get that guy down? Like, he's bigger. Now he's lost a load of weight. He doesn't have the same intimidation. Yeah, he's, you know, he's got some muscle on him or whatever, but I don't know. I found him a lot more intimidating when he carried a bit of timber. It's healthier for him now, so, you know, I support him in doing it. But, yeah, we could spend a long time on this. This is just bonkers to me. This is bonkers. So, like, I don't even know where to start. There's nothing I can do. There's so much we've got to talk about. I've got to move on. But I already know people are like, nah, Cody's right. You know, why should we have people that don't put that work in? And it's like, I don't disagree with that. I think that, like, you know, let's take Adam Cole. Like, I don't think you should body shame him online, But I do think he should go and put some work in at the gym. Like, you know, I do think you should go and get toned and get a bit of a... But I can't imagine Cody's like, yeah, go body shame him. Go body shame him. This is madness. This is madness. Why would you ever tell trolls and like fans, yeah, it's fine. Send the wrestlers a load of body shaming tweet. This is the WWE champion. Shouldn't we be preaching like being kind to each other and all that? Isn't that what the babyface WWE champion should say? That's why I'm saying this is mental. I don't disagree that people should put a bit of work in and work on their presence, work on their physique, but oh my God, that's just mental to me. Right, Word of Wrestling, Crown Jewel, we would have had Rhea against Raquel. So, Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE was forced to change plans for Crown Jewel after Rhea Ripley's injury. She was slated to have a match with Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, so apparently John Cena is going to challenge, or there's big talks about him challenging for the WWE Championship, which is just crazy to me because that's so exciting. I didn't think they would do it. Well, I thought he would go for the title, but I didn't think they would do it at WrestleMania. I don't know why, but in my mind, I thought that they would probably do like Punk going for it at WrestleMania. And I thought like maybe Cody against Rock. And I didn't know what they would do for the World Heavyweight title, but I felt like CM Punk would probably get his moment. So I didn't think they would go with John, but apparently there's a big conversation. And I'm totally here for it. I'm totally fine with it. I'd love to see John get his 17th world title and break that record outright. So, yeah, no problem. WWE announced 13 live events. So, they're just in America. You'll have to go search them. But I think they're doing like Charlotte and other places. So, there we go. 13 live events for the Road to WrestleMania. So, if you've not seen that, check it out because they might be coming near you. Right, that was WWE. Let's go here. We got this tweet. I got tagged in this so much. I got a big thanks folder that we need to get into. But this is the moment where The Miz was dragged away. It says, there you are. This is Miz being dragged onto the bus from Raw Talk, of course. I suppose this has been put out there for anyone that missed it, right? This has now been put out there if you didn't see Raw Talk or you didn't see the clips. And actually, there have been people that have been like, oh my God, they got The Miz. And it's like, yeah, on Raw Talk. We spoke about it. The forked tongue serpent. So, TJF 1983, shout out to you. Kane said, right, the Bible's term for forked tongue is double-tongued, which means hypocritical and deceitful. So that's what forked tongue means. So a hypocritical, deceitful serpent. Don't know if we're talking about The Miz. Don't know if we're talking about Carrion. But it feels like it's going to be one of those two that we're referring to. So there we go. That was the tweet that dropped about 8 hours ago. Right, we'll go super scary Halloween. Oh, only a couple, actually. So here's the Garganos dressed as Deadpool, a Deadpool family, Johnny, Candice, their kid and dog. And apparently Damian Lillard arrived at an arena dressed as Stone Cold Steve Austin. So TJF again, shout out to you. So that is Damian Lillard. Good. So there we go. The one I want to get into, though, is the community Halloween, and we've got quite a bit in here, right? I've been meaning to show you this for ages, right? I've had this kind of put to one side, and I must admit, as soon as Halloween started getting closer, I was like, this is where I'll show it. So Abdil, amazing. You can see he sent this over September 23rd. So this has been in folders forever, right? But look at the work on this. Look at that. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? Abdil, it's incredible. The detail and the work. But not only has Abdil done that, look at this. Look at this. Made this mask as well. He's got them all. He's made them all. So we've got this mask as well. As well as that, look, we've got this one. Look at this. It's insane. Like, this is like, I want to say as good as what you see on TV. Like, it's insane. So impressive. And the mallet as well. So we've got that one. Of course, there's this one as well. It's been so skilled. Like, should so go and work with Tom Savini and work with Jason Baker. Like, this is serious skills. This is really, like, the paint job. Everything is so good. Look at that. The new Fiend mask. The one we never saw actually in action. Fiend. The one we never saw. Howdy mask. All of these look like they've been homemade. Super impressive. Dolls as well. Dolls have been made. Like, you just couldn't believe it. And the lantern. It's incredible. It's incredible. I don't know how you do it. And I don't know how you find the time to do it. And I don't know how you do it that good. So, Abdil, I'm sorry this took so long. But it's amazing. I don't really have the words. I mean, I don't know how to put more praise on it. We've even got the belt. It's just amazing. It's amazing. And I know the community are going to be, like, blown away with this. That's Abdil's account, if you want to go over to it. It's Abdil881658. So it's show some love. Right, Craig, look at that. We're going to have to blast through these, right? Because we've got a stat folder here. So here's Craig, look. Amazing work, mate. You've nailed that. There's Uncle Howdy. Happy Halloween. Brilliant job. Look at this. Casper said, when you get your face all painted, find your beanie and realize you could have been wrestling days for Halloween. Casper, I thought that was fantastic. I retweeted that. I retweeted a lot of these out, actually. Kevin, shout out to you. Terry Funk. Look how brutal this is for Terry Funk. Look at this. I mean, I hope that's like paint. I hope that's not. I hope you didn't really like bust yourself open just for the sake of a costume, but there he is. Terry Funk. That is incredible, dude. Incredible. As are pretty much all of these. Persephone, is that it? Roller Derby. Shout out to you. The Fiend and the Witch. So here we've got some loads of like fit. Look at that. I love the background on that. That looks so good. The way that you've look at that. Taken outside. I think the settings make a massive difference, don't they? There with Nikki as well. Look at that. That's great. They're all great. Really, really good. Really, really good. This one, to Jinder, shout out to you, my friend. Happy Halloween. We got a video on this one. So here, look, I'm going to have to take the music off. But you can see that we've got Uncle Howdy. And again, like a filter on this, of course. We've played with the lighting. There's a bit where he turns around and like the light flashes and you can see the mask just like glimpse it momentarily there. In the shadows. So there we go. Tajinder, great job. Great hand movements. You got all the mannerisms. So love that. Here, happy Halloween. So these are some Instagram pictures. Hopefully this will fire up and work. So this is I Am Exercise. So look at these. Look at the outside again. Brilliant job. Look at that jacket. That was Uncle Howdy when he went through his cowboy stage. But, yeah, brilliant. 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 There's not really much you can give in way of feedback other than nailed it, you know? Other than you did a great job. We've got this. So, Joey, shout out to you. Our family as the Wyatts last night. Justin Long was a fan. So here we've got this family. I don't know, actually, if this is the same family that we're going to look at later. There is another family that we're going to look at. So, Joey, excellent. Look at these. Look at the work that's gone into these. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So brilliant job. AWE Hallows as well. I don't know if there's music in this one.
Beware the man in the woods.
Oh yeah, there we go. Man in the woods. Look at the lantern there. Might get done with, like, you know, the sounds, but look at the lantern. Brilliant. That's the new fit. People love the Fiend we never got with kind of the exposed bit here, you know. People love that. I wonder how the Fiend got that injury, by the way. We never really spoke about that. How would he have got this injury? So we got that here. Look, we got Dean as well. What? There we go. Not everyone's Fiend and Howdy and Nikki. We've got a Stone Cold. What? TJ Hayes. Shout out to you, my friends. Let's go full screen on this one as well. Very good. Love the serious face on that. Intimidating. Look at that. Even there looks serious. Intimidating. Nailed it with the hat and the coat and the hair. The hair looks brilliant. So really good. Really good. Up here, look, we got Uncle Rebel as well. Happy Halloween. So happy Halloween. Brilliant work. Good background as well. Love that. And honestly, I've been tagged in this so many times. This really has kind of caught everyone's attention. Big thank you to WrestleBuzz for tagging me in this. Really appreciate that. But so many of you tagged me in this as well. This is Epic Excursion. And can we take the sound off? I feel like I might need it. Boom. Boom. Look at that. Boom. But lovely transition into it. I think people really appreciated all the characters being on screen there. So, excellent. So that was Community Halloween. I think I got everyone in that folder. I hope I did. I really tried to. If things did slip by, then, you know, I don't mind mopping it up tomorrow. Or maybe on Sunday. But, oh my God, there was so much news that dropped today. It was so hard to kind of make sure nothing slipped by. So we've done the top story. We've done SmackDown. We've done WWE. We've done the Wyatts. We've done Super Scary. We've done Community Halloween. If we go to Kickoff, I still have not watched this. I didn't even know this was on, right? Triple H said the winners of the Crown Jewel Championship will walk away with a massive Super Bowl-like ring. And it's an annual event, so let's see how many rings people can get over the years. I actually think that helps. One of my criticisms is that the winners of this match will hold up the belt, and that's it. It's done. Like, we just move on. We never see the belt again until next year, and we just carry on. At least with them having a ring, they can, all right, not wear it during matches, but, you know, they can wear it in interviews, and they can wear it at, like, WWE World, you know, the Access thing before WrestleMania, and they can, like, show it off in pictures, and do you know what I mean? Like, at least it'll have a presence the rest of the year round. And as Triple H said, how many of them can you get? You know, you're a 3-time world champion, 4-time world champion. Well, how many crown jewel rings have you managed to get? And the other thing I'd point to is when the World Heavyweight Championship came along, we weren't too bothered by that because it didn't have much of a history. But I think it's in a better place now after, like, having, like, you know, a few title changes, a few really good matches for it. And I think we look at that belt Gunther's got, and it's got a little prestige. Still growing, you know, its importance is still evolving, but it feels in a better place than when it was first launched. I wonder if the same will be true of these, if we really do commit to them and we give people rings and we see how many rings people have got. Like, I actually think this rings thing is not a bad addition. It does make me care for it a little bit more than I did. So, yeah. Okay. Jey was asked about his brother. He said, I trust my twin brother 100%. And as well as that, Triple H was in there. The crowd started chanting for WrestleMania. Triple H didn't quite know what to do. There was a big pause. And he just went, yep, that's right. WrestleMania's in Las Vegas, Nevada. And the crowd started booing. I think Triple H in that moment is probably thinking, this is what you should be seeing as WrestleMania. You shouldn't be chanting for WrestleMania if you get a crown jewel. I wonder if Triple H knows in his heart of hearts that this is just nowhere near the level of a WrestleMania. Because I think that's what the Saudis would like these shows to be. I think the Saudis, I think Triple H would probably be quite disappointed by that chant. Because really, I think the Saudis want this to be seen as a WrestleMania. But, I mean, the build's just not there. The card's just not there. And, I don't know. I'd love to know what was going through his head in that moment. I wonder if he was, like, really disappointed that they're not excited for the show they're getting. Instead, they're chanting for the show they're not. Which is probably not a good thing, you know? Considering the amount of money the Saudis pay for Crown Jewel. So there could have been more little bits and bobs that went down on the kickoff show. I've just seen some of the key highlights that have been shared in. I've been tagged in and that have been shared. I still need to watch that show. Right, let's go fun, shall we? I don't think there's loads here. Is there? Oh my gods. Oh my gods. Yeah, so Kofi didn't realise how tall these camels were. So here he is. Look at the face that he pulls when he's on this cat. Look at this. He's not having a good time, man. He's like...
It's a lot higher up here than I thought it was going to be.
It's a lot higher up here than... He's like proper leaning down. He's trying to get closer to the ground by leaning down. It's a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. He's never been scared of, like, being a high flyer, has he? That's great. Here, Dave, thank you. Young Usos with Yokozuna. Don't forget, Cody said we were allowed to body shame Yokozuna, so... Wrestle Night, shout out to you. Tagging me in this from Corb. Look at this, D-Generation X-Men. So there we go. We've got D-Generation X-Men. So that's pretty fun. Here's Julius. He said, Japanese doesn't call this thing candy. Oh, no, neither do we. That's a donut, isn't it? Isn't that a cake or a donut? We don't call that candy. But I actually love cough drops. None of this makes sense. I feel like she's going, we don't call this candy. And I'm looking at it going, no, neither do we. And then out of nowhere, she goes, but I actually love cough drops. Which does make a bit of sense if you watch that video yesterday. But it still doesn't really connect to what she's saying above, you know? This is a beautiful mess in my mind, right? A beautiful mess. Which just gives us a bit more of an insight into Julia. So there we go. And I have no idea why it's Ghostbusters. Not a flipping clue. Not a flipping clue. There ain't nothing Ghostbusters going on right now, is there? So I have no idea where she's got that from. I hope it's not been around since the 80s. Right? But there we go. Right. R-Truth getting really excited here. Right there on the sands racing. He's laughing his head off.
Sorry, guys. We got the best driver. We got the best driver out here that's driving on this thing. Whip it, dog!
Whip it, dog! So they're racing on the sands, on the dunes, in cars. I mean, honestly, there's so many videos of them holding birds of prey and riding on camels and posing next to the desert, like... I mean, if we hadn't had such a stacked video, I would show you some of that, but I think you've seen how stacked this is. So, Metal Mama, shout out to you. New Cody Rhodes shirt available at WWE Shop. So, Wrestle Night, thank you. You can get to WWE Shop via the description. Yeah, Cody revealed this. Word of Wrestling, thank you. Cody said that apparently they pulled up at 2 a.m. to a McDonald's. They got told the ice cream machine wasn't working. John Cena was like, is it still not working for $100? Gave him $100. All of a sudden, the ice cream machine worked. And he got his McFlurry or whatever he was after. But he had to pay $100 for it. Well, he didn't have to. But he did it as like, are you sure? $100? Is that not going to make the machine work? And it did. The machine did work. So there we go. If you want a McFlurry at 2 a.m., just give him $100. Don't know what you're all complaining about. Dominik is watching Shrek. Ahead of Crown Jewel, apparently. So there he is, watching Shrek. Probably enjoying some chicken tendies at the same time. So, Word of Wrestling, thank you. So that was the fun folder. Not loads in there. And I think we've just got a little bit in other. Word coming through of Marco Stunt apparently announcing his retirement. I didn't really include it because it's not WWE related, but, you know, that's obviously a big bit of news for people that saw him compete in AEW. And here, many in WWE respected Samantha Irvin's decision to leave the company, but were not happy about her social media posts since leaving. That coming from Wrestling Observer newsletter. This does seem to have upset quite a few people, actually. There's quite a few people that have been a bit unhappy with Samantha's comments. I think she's just being honest about that she didn't enjoy announcing. And but she said she still loves WWE and she's still a WWE fan. And she's got a lot of friends that work there, of course, you know. But I suppose it is disappointing that she's come out and said she didn't really ever enjoy announcing, because in a way it does make you look back at those moments and be like, seems like she's enjoying it and it seems like her heart's into it, but was it? Was she enjoying those moments? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she'll live to regret those comments, to be honest. I don't think, you know, it's nothing that offends me. I appreciate knowing the truth. But, yeah, I think this has maybe soured Samantha's run a little bit for some. But listen, I keep saying it. It's done. She's moved on. We're moving on. And it is what it is. So there we go. Let's go into thanks, shall we? And God, there's so much in here. It got to the point where, honestly, I was trying to bookmark it and it just wouldn't even let me bookmark anymore. So DM221, thank you. Monster Mayhem 23, thank you. NJ94, thank you. Bailey Turnbull, thank you. Arrows 1, shout out to you. Craig Workheiser, thank you. Edward Duffy, shout out to you. Tubby Pancake, shout out to you, bud. Kaylan C, thank you. MNDZ, shout out to you. FGC Dads, thank you, my friend. JDS Aviation Adventures, thank you. Stone Cold Scorp, shout out to you. Casper, appreciate it. Word of Wrestling, of course. Wrestle Night as well. Nick Butcher, Kim's Trains on YouTube, thank you. Wrestle Night, trying to get another thank you. Bradley Turley, thank you. Larry Flowers, shout out to you. Stan Games, appreciate it. CM Chunk, thank you. Johnny, appreciate it. I think that's the clip of Cody saying it. I would play it, of him talking about the body shaming thing, but this is on YouTube, so I don't want to run the copyright risk. But yeah, it's from this interview that he did. It's worth a watch. He does talk about his dad before he moves on to the body shaming thing. Benjamin Clark, thank you. I really feel like that needs its own video. Nick Butcher, Kim's Trains again, thank you. Ariel Liz, appreciate it. And Dave, thank you as well, my friend. There was more. I could have done another load exactly the same, but it just wouldn't let me add any more. So if you did tag me, I saw it. I hopefully left a like. I appreciated it. And yeah, hopefully I'll get to you next time. So there we go. Longer than I wanted it to be. I was hoping this would clock in about 35 minutes, but stacked. So I'm pleased that it's done. We can empty all the folders and on we go. So a pretty stacked Unseen today as we head towards Crown Jewel. Don't forget, we will be live at least 2 hours before the start of the kickoff show, countdown show, whatever they call it. We'll be going straight the way through those 2 hours, straight the way through the kickoff show, straight the way through the Crown Jewel event, and we'll be doing videos and stuff after, and then we're going to try and do UFC after as well. All of those streams set up on the channel right now. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it as always. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.